Who should be Manchester United starting number 9? We got Hojlund, who did well last year but had injury issues. We just signed Zirkzee. He has the Dutch connection with the manager. Assuming everybody's healthy, who starts at number 9 for Manchester United?
I mean, for me, it has to be your de facto number 9, who is Rasmus Højlund. I think both players are available. Both players have a lot to contribute to this side. They will both add a lot of value in this EPL side if they can stay fit. But Rasmus Højlund is a out-and-out number 9. There's no beating around the bush there. Whereas Joshua Zirkzee is more of a hybrid. He can play number 9, but he can play 10. He can play a false 9. So for me, I want fit for purpose. I want a number 9 who's going to be nose for goal. And we've seen that, the injuries are a concern. They're a big concern. But when he is fit, he has had a pretty good return record. His conversion rate's pretty good. But like you said, it's about fitness. That's huge. But for me, if he's available, it's Hojlund. But it's about when are you available. Who you got, sir, between the two of them?
Last year, 30 appearances, 10 goals. He did battle injuries. I felt like he struggled in certain games where he was kind of gone missing. He didn't have the ability to drop deep. Say he wasn't getting involved in a game. He wasn't able to drop deep, link up, transition, help with the transition play. His hold-up play, I would question as well. He's just more of that poacher's striker in the box. I don't know if Manchester United are playing that type of game just yet. You might blame the rest of the team because we're not crossing it into Hojlund and providing that service, but we might need a different dynamic at number 9 at Manchester United. And that's why Zirkzee, I think, has looked so effective to start, because if they're not getting the ball up top, like we've seen Hojlund go missing, and even for Denmark in the Euros, we saw the same habit. Zirkzee's coming deep. He's getting on the ball, linking up with Rashford, making runs in the box. The thing about Zirkzee, he might be late to the box. He might not even be in the box, like you said. But we've seen an amazing return. 4 games in the EPL. He averages 0.71 non-penalty XG. He's number 6 out of all attacking players in the league. Alejandro Garnacho is number 1. Maybe he should be number 9 at Manchester United. But Zirkzee looking on the stat line and looking to be playing the role a little more dynamically than Hojlund. Although Hojlund is the younger talent, probably the more raw talent, if you had to say, for number 9.
No, but you're making a great point, and that's like, if this team's fit and firing and you just plug in a number 9, I think he's your number 9. But when a team needs more from their number 9, they need link-up play like you mentioned. They need to be able to drop deep. Zirkzee certainly has that, I think, in abundance. His finishing, it will only get better. His fitness will only get better. But I think you need both profiles in your team. You probably need more than one number 9 in your team, and we need reliability and consistent goal-scoring threat. So I think right now, as the team is finding his feet, it's actually not a bad thing Hojlund's injured, because Zirkzee is involved. He came off the bench for Barnsley. He looked quite good. Obviously, it was only Barnsley, but the dynamic play, like you mentioned, I think offers something that he doesn't offer. But we need a proven number 9 who just knows for goal as well.
Hojlund isn't like an RVP where you got to change the whole style of play. He isn't finished that well, So it's like his game needs these other things, right? He was 70 million euros plus. 10 goals isn't enough. If you want to be the leading number 9 at Manchester United, are you going to get there with 10 goals? You need 20. You need 30 in a season. Is Hojlund the man to do it, right? Pulling the hammy in preseason. He has that extra gear, but for me, injuries make me very concerned. Being one-dimensional in the Premier League as well. I feel like he likes to body people up and get involved with defenders versus kind of running in behind. I think he's a young player. He has a lot to learn. A diamond in the rough. Could he be the number 9 in 2 years? Yes, but right now, I think you're seeing a different look from Zirkzee. I didn't rate him. I didn't rate the profile coming in, but seeing how effective he has been is kind of changing my mind. And just looking at Football Reference here, rating non-penalty XG per 90, number 6. Up there, Erling Haaland, Jackson, Wissa, who's had an amazing start, just got injured, Zirkzee, pretty incredible company. And if you look at Hojlund over the last season, he was ranked 39th. Around Martinelli, Antonio, and Son, who didn't have his best season, but you can kind of see he's that's not too shabby company right there for where Hojlund was.
I mean, the big thing is going to be injuries because it's like you can be the best player in the world, and if you're getting injured every 3 months, you're not gonna get anywhere because you just, especially with a striker, it's like especially a young striker in a new league in the hardest league in the world, you just have to have an ability to like string together 10, 15 games, get your fitness up, and get some confidence up. When he did get those runs, he started to get some momentum, and then we get injured. So that's going to be a big concern. Also, not like managing his minutes appropriately. Like we probably over relied on him last year. Shame on us because he was the only striker we had. Martial was never doing dog shit for us. So I think managing minutes.
Tell me how you really feel about Martial.
Well, it's good for him, bro. Taking that bag home week in, week out. You can't blame that. But either way, goals are still going to be a challenge. I think you're going to want both profiles in your team. But who's going to be the starter when both are fit? I mean, it depends on how this United side is playing because if we're playing dynamic football, Zirkzee might be a big part of why we are playing that way.
Both healthy, going away to Anfield, have to start one. Who you playing? Zirkzee, Højlund.
I'm playing Højlund. Who you got?
That type of game, I'm going Højlund, right? Because he's got the physicality, he's got the speed. But, I think over the 38, Zirkzee might get more goals because of hopefully the durability, and he has that dynamic play. Plus, I have a feeling the manager might be biased to playing Dutch players.
Could be. I mean, certainly possible. We've seen that in the past. I also think he's got this, he's got an X factor that I don't think I think, Højlund, you get what you pay for. You know what you're getting. Strong player. He's got speed. He's a decent finisher. He could become an even better version of that. There's this kind of unspoken thing that Zirkzee's got some
He's unpredictable.
He's unpredictable. He can do things with the ball that you don't necessarily think he's going to be able to do. He's a big man with a good first touch who's actually a really good dribbler. So he's kind of an enigma. He's also got some size, right? We haven't even seen him in the box yet. He has those big opportunities against Liverpool.
He's generated a ton of XG. He hasn't converted, right? So it should come due. I guess encouraging signs at Manchester United. You have a promising youngster who's injured, unfortunately. You get Zirkzee for a cheap buyout clause deal from Bologna FC. And
we're going, by the way. I'm taking you to Bologna.
We got some options, but for me, who I really want to see play at number 9, call me crazy, Alejandro Garnacho should be converting to striker because you look at how good he is at finishing, how comfortable he is up there. One-on-one, we saw the finish against Barnsley. I really think it's worth a shout. Playing Rashford there, playing Garnacho there, finding something because we need that different look. We need the look where we need pace in behind. Is that Højlund? I don't know. Is that Zirkzee? I don't know. Is that Garnacho or Rashford? I think so. So we need 3 different looks we can give a team. I think Højlund, Zirkzee, and maybe a Garnacho or Rashford could give you those 3 different ones. And we need to start mixing it up because we need goals at Manchester United, and we can't be going another season scoring 50.
No, we cannot. You want options? We have options. It's about being creative. Garnacho up front is an option, but he is best served on the wing because of his ability to beat a man, his ability to bring players into play. He's so dynamic on the wing, and he doesn't have a ton of size. So I think you have a 6'4" and a 6'5" striker. You got to push those big bastards up front. They're not Wout, but they are tall. But he's just turning into this player that's so good that you could start. You could put him in 5 different positions and he would be effective. Exactly. That's like Bruno. You could basically play him anywhere on the pitch and he would do an okay job. So that's what Garnacho. That's what you're starting to get. That's what you want. You want players like Bruno, like Rooney, like utility players that are they're world class at a position, but they can also do a hell of a bang up job in 3 to 4 other positions because we're gonna need that regardless of whether we have a big squad or the squad we have today.
Well, let us know who you would start down in the comments. Call us crazy if we think Garnacho should be there. Zirkzee, Højlund, who do you got? Like, subscribe. We're the American Red Devils. We're going to keep you posted on everything Manchester United here on our YouTube channel.